Leandre Gotte Gius.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
In the game, Coach Smook. Let's go, chat. I appreciate y'all for tapping in today. How y'all feeling this morning, man? It's a different type of morning. All this raining and stuff. How y'all feeling, man? Good to see y'all in the chat today. Maybe, can y'all hear me good? Okay, there we go. I can hear myself now. How y'all feeling this morning, chat? Fix my hat. Oh, man. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all can see I've been working, man. We had a long night last night. Put my water up over here. Had a long night last night, man. Just up working, man, working, getting prepared for today's show. Once again, welcome in, everybody. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Let me know if y'all can hear everything all right, man. I'm glad to be here for real, man. I got some good rest, but the 3 hours that I did was definitely needed. But it's good to see y'all again, man. We didn't come together yesterday for live content here for covering Bama football and college football in general. We've been trying to get the gaming content back rolling since we have a bye week, but that doesn't mean that the conversation stopped, and that doesn't mean that Alabama is not still working. Got a few things to talk about today. Nothing to report team wise. As you all know, Alabama, the players that have been released to go and spend time with their families
and should be reporting between today and tomorrow, reporting back to campus to start preparing for the LSU week. As you all saw Sunday, they had like a install and a recovery type of day to prepare, but not to put too much work into it, just to kind of just keep guys' minds fresh and focus on the task at hand, which is to go into LSU next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, and come out with a victory. So we're going to talk about just what this team has come through this season and how far along they've come. I won't get into any particulars about stats and things of that nature, those type of debates right now this morning, because I truly feel like Alabama's in a place where the numbers are going to continue to speak for themselves. And of all teams currently in the top 12, you're talking about consistency. There may be 3 teams right now playing formidable opponents in that top 12. When I say top 12, we'll be talking about our college football playoff rankings predictions. We'll probably do that tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow. What's today? Thursday? Today's Wednesday. We'll do that. We'll do the CFP ranking predictions either tonight or tomorrow. Tonight we might have our special guest. The schedule this week has been messed up. A lot of things got thrown off. A lot of people are affected. More than people in Jamaica are affected by what's happening with the storms. And so we want to send up our prayers, first of all, for anybody affected by these hurricane, man. You all know this time of year during the fall, the country goes through this every year. So if you've been on this earth for more than 15 years, you should start preparing yourself accordingly, right? So let's pray for each other and continue to take care of each other. Check on your people if you got people out there way. And we're going to get into it today, man. I don't plan to be before you all long. We're going to try to get this thing kicked off right at the 10-minute mark, talking about Alabama's progression and how Alabama's just getting started. I think this team is getting stronger, and I'm going to jump into some topics, some different questions and things, not in the questions, but different perspectives, should I say. I'm going to jump into some different perspectives that will lead me to believe that this team is getting stronger. So in the chat, man, we want to start the show with our shout outs, man. Shout out to my guy Dougie Fresh for tapping in, man. Over here on the YouTube side, Zach, what's up? Roll Tide. Sully, what's good, man? Roll Tide, man. I missed y'all yesterday, man. I didn't go live yesterday. We was doing some other content starting at 11. Same thing we'll be doing today. Y'all check us out on TikTok, man. If y'all not on TikTok watching us when we're gaming, man, y'all need to tap in, man. And then we got Antonio. What's good, Antonio? Tapping in on YouTube and on the Twitter, TikTok side. I see you, man. Dougie Fresh, what's good, brother? I see you. Jason in the chat, what's good? What's good, Rod? Good to see y'all, everybody in the chat. Everybody tuning in early, man. I know we don't usually go early on Wednesdays and Thursdays and stuff like that, but it's the bye week, man. We just go when we feel like it. We on the bye week, they on the bye week. Shout out to the TikTok viewers too, man. Antonio, I see you tapping that screen for me, man, over there on TikTok. EJ, our resident Auburn fan, can't wait to whoop that ass later this season, right? At the end of the season, right? I'm for real, man. I'm ready to whoop up on Auburn, man. They've been talking too much. And shout out to my boo Amberly, man. She tapping that screen, sweetie. My sweetheart, she over there tapping the screen over there on TikTok. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, everybody. Let's get into the show, man. I'm ready to talk a little bit. Haven't talked to y'all in a few days, so I got a lot to say and only got a little short time to say it in. So without further ado, y'all, don't forget, as you come in, drop a like on the stream. Make sure you share it up. Make sure that everyone subscribe. We are 5 subscribers away from our next goal, chat. So if y'all could, man, just go ahead right now in the chat and show some love. Make sure y'all share the stream. Roll Tide to my guy Kareem, man. I see you popping in, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. And all these wristbands in the chat. Rod Baker got to get his wristband, man. We got to get Rod a wristband, chat. He be in here enough. But yeah, man, we got everybody in the stream. Make sure y'all dropping the likes, hitting that thumbs up. It's absolutely free. Subscribing to the channel is free. And if you want to become a YouTube member, you saw how to do that at the beginning of the show. Also, we have charitable donation opportunities. All you have to do is type in the chat. You can either super chat or you can type in the chat !! Cash App, ! Venmo, or ! PayPal. And it'll pull the links up for you and get you to where you can donate to the Coach Smook Network. All right, y'all, let's jump into it. Y'all ready? Because I'm ready. I'm ready to talk a little bit of football today, man. We've been trash talking a lot since it's the bye week. Let's talk some football now. Let's bring it back. Let's get back in the game with Coach Smook. Somebody type in the chat, say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel.
You talking about Jalen Miro and the Pips?
The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Y'all, let's get into it, man. What's good, everybody? All right, so my first topic of conversation, or my first statement into this topic of conversation, before we even do that, man, we can't even get into it because we got to acknowledge one of our longtime supporters and members, Kareem Hood, with the $5 super chat here on the Coach Smook Network this morning to start the show off. Appreciate that $5 super chat. He said, we in here, Coach Smook. I see y'all, brother, and appreciate the $5 super chat. Don't forget, y'all, if you want to get your name on the co-sponsors banner, super chats, direct donations, and gifted subs will allow you to be recognized as a co-sponsor on today's stream, chat. On today's stream, you will be recognized, or this month's stream, as a contributor, as a sponsor on the stream, you will be recognized. Hey, y'all, I got something. I'm going to be doing something real quick. Can y'all see y'all's chat? Is it bigger for y'all now? Can y'all see that better now? I think that's how we're going to run it, Mary J, whenever we in segment type stuff, especially when we on the phone lines. And then when we getting off the phone lines, I think we probably just go like this. Oh, I like that one too. What y'all think, chat? Tall? Wide? I think tall because it don't mess up our banners. What y'all think? I like that. I like tall because it don't mess up our banners. Yeah, I like that. We're going to keep that up like that. All right, let's get into it, man. I got some notes. Y'all know when I have notes, I do a pretty good job at staying on task. So let's try to stay on task today. And let's have this conversation. Let's and then also, I'm glad, Dougie Fresh, you did this because I do want you all to put questions, topics, viewpoints, comment live right now, and I want to be able to respond to them and have these answers and conversations with y'all. Coach, I want your take on this. Maybe it's just against speedy edge rushers, but is the running game doomed because the O-line struggles against inside zone and RB's not getting skinny in the gap? All right, let's talk about this because I don't understand where we get this word struggle from. Why is it so hard to believe that an offense can have success if their target number yards per carry is 3 yards per carry? Why is it hard to believe that, Dougie? Who has convinced you that you can't win a national championship or be a winning team if you're not averaging 150 yards a game in rushing? Right? Who has done that? Shout out to my guy Ayo Sully with the $4.99 super chat. He says, I'll match that, Kareem. I got 5 on it. Appreciate my guy Sully for becoming a super supporter, not a supporter, a sponsor on today's stream, man. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Marcus, roll tide, man. But I want to ask that question before I even give an answer of what I think that the things we can see as far as adjustments, because we were going to talk about the run game, but I want to hear your thoughts on that. Why does everybody feel like you need a 150 plus yards average to be a national championship team? I think there needs to be a balance in how your production is, and I think the play calling style of what's been allowing Alabama to win, the one game where we got away from the run because it was quote unquote ineffective. The fan base, a lot of panelists and people that cover Alabama football or say that they know football, said the run game was working until we stopped it, right? Ryan Grubb even said so. He felt like they could have stuck with the run game since week 1. And we're talking about a Florida State defense now ranked outside of the top 50, right? But during the first 6 weeks of the season before their first loss, Florida State was ranked 27th as far as overall efficiency defense. So it wasn't like we were playing a BS defense when we were talking about this team defending our offense in the first game of the season on the road in their house. So I'll say this. If you look at the way that the run game has been performing before Jam Miller got back, who's the most experienced back, got the most carries, got the most live reps, and it showed when he showed up. right? Alabama's offense was averaging right at 89 yards a game for rushing. 74% of that was being consumed. And I'm looking at my notes, y'all. If y'all want to see my notes, I could show y'all a little bit of my notes. I used a lot of different resources to come up with these notes. So what I did was, and I'm gonna show y'all just kind of my little synopsis, my overview of how I got to my thoughts. And this is what I do a lot, y'all. I do this a lot. This is why people, when they try to have these conversations with me, I feel like I'm a few steps ahead, because these are some of the questions I ask, y'all. This is how I think. Before I start diving into what everybody's trying to claim that they see, right? I ask these questions, and then I let these questions guide me to what I need to see. Okay? So I look at it and I say, Alabama's run game before Jam Miller against Georgia, week 4 against Georgia, week 5, game 4, week 5 against Georgia, Alabama's run game was averaging 87.9 yards a game. Running backs were averaging a 3.4 yards per carry, right? And as soon as Jam Miller came back, that game against Georgia, you saw the yard per carry average go from what we were averaging at 3.4. It got right there to that target number that we were looking for, that 3.78 yards per carry that would happen in that Georgia game. People complain. You follow up the next week against Vanderbilt. We don't even want to talk about ULM, Wisconsin. I like to talk about conference play because that really tells us the level of competition we're going to see throughout the rest of the season. You look at the game against Vanderbilt the following week. Jam Miller comes in and handles the run game, 100-yard rusher for the first time this season. And we see the yard per carry average, even for the limited carries behind those guys, 4.1 yards per carry for one back, 3.2, and a 2.9 for another back. Not as many carries passed out or divvied out, but you saw the run game stick to the target number. My thing is this: when we play teams who are aggressive off the edge, just to get back to your question, speedy edge rushers have not been as effective in the run game this year as they were last year. Last year, on average, man, we were having 4.7 tackle for losses in the run game against run game. Right now, this season is at a 1.7 clip. So getting tackled in the backfield lets me know that the O-line is not getting a push. If we're running the ball 25, 26 times a game, averaging, right? We're still not hitting that 30, 35 clip. 28, I think, is the number right now. I forgot to put that one. I think we're handing the ball off like an average of 28 times right now. And we're only allowing, at worst, our worst game this season, 4 tackle for losses, run plays that are handoffs or pitches, whatever you want to talk, actual rushing plays, and we lose yards. We're only suffering a max of 4 in a game. That was the most we've had in a game this season. And think about all the close games we've been in, where people have sworn up and down whether the run game has not been effective. But listen to what I'm telling you. The offensive line has only allowed penetration to have the running back or the ball carrier tackle behind the line of scrimmage or any handoffs on an average of 1.8 times a game. The worst game being last game, which was 4 times behind the line of scrimmage. So I don't think there's a problem with the run game. I keep telling you all, and I don't know why anybody doesn't want to listen to me and just accept it. Alabama offense under Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb is not designed to have an explosive run game. The target number yard per carry average is 3.7 to 4 yards per carry. Somebody give it up for the preacher, because I'm preaching this thing, and I keep telling y'all we're winning doing exactly what I'm asking, or what this offense was designed to do. It's called pace of play calling, chat. I keep trying to teach this to all these talking heads. It's something that a lot of OGs don't understand. They think that it's all about lining up and running your best plays because that's what your team does the strongest, and they're lining up to give you that look. So that's what, no, pace of play calling. Sometimes you go against the grain so that you stay on track and keep the defense on the track what you know them to be. And that's what I see Alabama using their offensive, the run game on the offensive side to do. So that's a good topic of conversation. And to understand scheme, man, You got to look at a lot of the times where teams are getting penetration. They're having to load the box with 7 and 8. If your run zone blocking scheme is only utilizing 5 personnel, sometimes 6, including the tight end in the box, right? You can expect some of these mismatches or some gaps to be shown. That's the point of the running back having that patience, and that's what Jam Miller has been able to display. It's not that your offensive linemen are getting beat. When I see my tackles and my guards, chipping, holding up a block and trying to chip with their other hand on another block, and it's being effective and creating a space for running backs, are you going to see as we continue to run the ball more? I guarantee you, if we was running the ball, before I finish that statement, if we was running the ball 40 times a game, the running back's vision as far as to how the holes are developing would be a lot better. If we don't see Kareem, I'm not doing it today. If the at the pace that we're running the ball and how many running backs we have to divide the carries up between, and how we've had to use the extension of the run game because of some of the injuries and the lack of experience in the running back room, right? Imagine if we turned all that into straight turnaround handoffs. Running backs would see the holes a lot better, and their patience and their timing would be on a lot better. And that 3.4 yards per carry that we're averaging as a team could easily be 4.5, 4.8 if we were a running team. But who wants to take the opportunity away from Todd Simpson to sling the ball the way that he does, and when he's in a rhythm, the type of momentum it creates, not just for the offense but for the defense, and then the pressure puts on the opposing offense. And then also, let's look at the running back room. Look at how effective they've been in the passing game. There has yet to be a game where the running backs haven't at least gotten 4 targets in the game. Last year with Justice Haynes, Jam Miller, it was games where Jalen Miro did not even give running backs targets. So it's not that the running game is ineffective. It's just not needed in all of the situations that we've been faced. If people are going to load the box and make me pass the ball with this core of receivers and players that I have, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to hope that we could do it at a high clip. And that's what the thing has been for Alabama this season. So to answer your question, I got this, Mary J. To answer your question, Coach, I want to take your take on this just to get back to it. Maybe it's just against speedy rushers, but it's the running game. Is the running game doomed because the O-line struggles against inside zone and running backs not getting skinny in the gap? I don't think the running game has struggled. I don't think the running game is doomed. You look at the opponents that we have going ahead of us. We have some tough defensive fronts that will be going against LSU, but they struggle in containing the run game. Athletic defensive front, but struggling containing the run game, like Florida State was doing before we evaded it, right? And then after that, Oklahoma, the best defense that we're going to see on the remainder of this schedule, as far as complete defense, secondary, linebackers, defensive line, all of these things have come together for Oklahoma. This will be a team where playing at home is going to help because of the type of changes we're going to see Ty being able to make at the line of scrimmage. And a lot of his checks, I truly believe, are going to have to be handoffs because they're going to try to dial up the pressure. And how do you slow down pressure? You attack it by running directly at it. All right. And then you got Eastern Illinois, which is senior night. I expect an offensive explosion and display like we haven't seen this season, just to show the depth and talent that we have. And then Auburn. Auburn's defensive front is also athletic, but their defense on the back end, linebackers, secondary is garbage. You need more than a front 4. We proved that against Missouri. We proved that against Vanderbilt. You need more than 4 in the box. A front 4 to stop our run game. So I don't think it's doing that. I think it's actually doing pretty good. All right. Now, first thing I want to talk about when we get into this, man, where Alabama stands. Alabama's getting stronger, in my opinion, in every facet of the game. Yes, we are still seeing spots where they have some miscues, but who's perfect, man? There's only one person that I know that walked this earth and that was perfect. I don't know him personally, in person. Haven't met him in the flesh, but I've met him in spirit, and his name is Jesus Christ. Okay, so that's where we're gonna leave that at. But there's no perfect team in the country right now. Alabama's stats and numbers may not be eye gouging and eye popping, right? To where you're like, wow, they got the most explosive offense in the country. But I'll tell you what, if you dive deeper into it and you look at certain numbers in certain games against teams and what the team's defensive strengths were, Alabama is the only team outside of Ohio State, outside of Indiana, that has not been knocked off of their season averages going into and coming out of every game. They've either exceeded or stayed at their season averages. So what does that tell you? Alabama has established a sense of consistency. All right. This is the first topic I want to talk about. Let's talk about the impact of development. The impact of development. There have been opportunities for players such as London Simmons, Asaya Faga, Edric Hill, Jordan Renard, right? Who else has shown up and developed this year that really didn't get reps last year? Noah Carter, we've been seeing. Justin Hill, the true freshman. Red Morgan, his last 2 games have really popped off of the screen when you turn on the film. Dijon Lee, the true freshman, grown so much. Bray Hubbard, as good of a season he had last year, he's continuing to get better. Keon Saab bouncing back from the injury, he's getting better. Look at the offensive side. Look at the offensive line. There was a graphic posted, and I don't want to post my response on Twitter. I don't want to be petty this morning. There was a graphic posted by Nick Kelly. Shout out to him. And there's been a certain fan talking about Jaden Robertson, how much better the offensive line is because he's in that right guard spot. And I'm not saying that is not good. I'm not saying that it's not good. But what I do want to say is that the offensive line has not been more effective with either or Jaden or Gino. There's been games where Jaden Roberts allowed pressures and Gino had 1 pressure. Jaden allowing pressures. This is how you factor in allowing pressures, chat. And I want to talk about this because it makes sense of where I'm going. We're talking about players just development, the impact of development. Guys like Gino Vandermark who have that experience, they didn't have the experience in this system last year, so you saw where he struggled. Same thing with Jaden Roberts last year. Same thing with Wilkin Formby. Same thing with Caden Proctor. Anybody that didn't have the extensive experience in this system struggled last year. Now the impact of development, getting those reps under your belt, allowing your live reps to really mean something because you're being asked to do something that's in alignment with your strengths and helping you build on your weaknesses, right? I look at this graphic and I'm going to show this real quick. It talked about the pressures by the starting offensive line against South Carolina. And I want to highlight this because it's going to make sense once you understand what it is. Mary J, can you remove the big banner for me? So I look at it and I say this. I look at these pressures and I say, Caden Proctor, 1 pressure, no sacks. Cam Dewberry, 1 pressure, 1 penalty, no sacks. Center Parker Bress for 2 pressures, no sacks. Right guard Jaden Roberts, 0 pressures, no sacks. Right tackle Wilkin Formby, 4 pressures, no sacks. The sack that was on Ty Simpson, they gave that to Jam Miller. And then the pressure that came from the right side, the second pressure that came from the right side, the true freshman Michael Carroll was in there. He lost that rep. So it happens. My point that I'm proving is to have 8 pressures in the game. 8 pressures recorded against these 5, 0 sacks against these 5, 1 penalty against these 5, and Cam Dewberry's penalty wasn't a holding. That lets me know that our offensive line is doing their job at the highest clip that we can ask them to do. 1 penalty by the offensive line this game, a total of 4 penalties this past game, but 1 penalty. And this is a consistent with Alabama's offensive line. Even week 1 against Florida State, a total of 11 pressures in that game. 11 sounds like a lot, but when you're only giving up 4 sacks, 2 of them could have been thrown away against Florida State. Your offensive line is doing everything they can to help your quarterback out. They're doing everything they can to assist the receivers and having time to create space. The offensive line is not the problem. So the impact of development, getting all these guys, these 8 guys rotating at the beginning of the season when Jaden Roberts was hurt. Letting Michael Carroll get that burn early because of his natural ability and his growth and improvement during spring and fall camp. Getting Gino Vandermark comfortable playing multiple positions. Wilkin Formby playing on tackle and guard. Cam Dewberry, Will Sanders in that rotation of guys looking good at the left guard position. The only spot we haven't seen really rotated, unless we go into the crispy package, is Caden Proctor, who's been manning the left tackle position. And if I'm being honest, his grades have either been the second or the first or the number 1 or number 2 every game this season. So I look at it and I say this: Alabama's impact of development is the scheme with Kalen DeBoer and Ron Grubb and how they develop players in their scheme is showcasing. Another thing, an impact. Listen, Coach Kalen DeBoer has a trend. Let's talk about trends. The DeBoer trend, right? The DeBoer. Let's do a DeBoer background check. Kalen DeBoer background check. When I look at his stops, right? And I like to do this because I get excited. I get excited when things that I talk about early in the season or before the season. I make these projections now, right? And let me stop a second and acknowledge some people in the chat. Shout out to my sister Lisa for tapping in, man. Appreciate you for tapping in, sis. Good to see you. Jake Penny, what's good, man? If you don't play to stop the run against Bama, Bama will absolutely gas you up, and that's what I'm trying to tell people. If you don't have a heavy box against Bama, it's going to get bad. Exactly. Appreciate you for tapping in. What's up, K Snazzy? What's up, Smook? Me and baby mama are going to be at LSU game. Wanted to meet up. We haven't bought tickets yet. Figured I would wait until we get there. Maybe we'll tailgate instead. Hey, hit me up, brother. Get in that Discord. I would definitely like to link up with you. Everybody has flaws now. Ohio State hasn't really ain't played anyone, so the verdict ain't out on them yet. Facts. Coach, since Brian Kelly was fired, do you think LSU becomes like Arkansas and they get an edge? Should the game plan schematically look different now? I think as a team, you only could do so much schematically to change before you get out of sorts, and it might look good early, like Arkansas did with Bobby Petrino. Right, it looked good early. The offense, one thing is clicking, but the other's not. LSU's defense has not been great. If you getting rid of your head coach and the offensive coordinator, I believe is who they got rid of. They weren't the problem. Well, the offense has been the problem for LSU. I can't lie, but I don't know, man. I think you approach with your base game plan of what and see how they adjust to you. You're not dealing with Brian Kelly adjustments now. You make them adjust to you. You're at home. You got the advantage. Roll Tide, Antoine. Good to see you in the chat, man, my boy. A lot of people don't understand O-line statistics. I just tried to break it down for him, Kareem. Trying to, man. Urban Essence, good to see you. Good to see you. Kajay coming through. LSU AAA meetup. And you know it. $9.99 super chat. You better know it. Y'all better give it up for my guy Kyle with the $9.99 super chats, man. Give it up for my guy, man. Y'all be out here showing crazy love in the chat, man. I love it. Let me get over to TikTok and see what they talking about real quick. TikTok, what y'all talking about over here? Patriots fan says, roll Tide. Antonio, I see you chatting. Y'all going to get beat. Y'all not going to beat us. This is EJ, our resident Auburn fan chat that's talking about we not going to beat Auburn in the Iron Bowl. What's good, man? Roll Tide, Patriots fan. Shout out to all the viewers that came through on TikTok. Make sure y'all hit that follow button. Right, and W Kyle in the chat. W are super chats in the chat, man. If you see super chatters in the chat commenting, give them their love, man. Kareem, Kyle, Ayo Sully, appreciate y'all for the super chats on today's stream. Now, back to the conversation at hand, y'all. What was my next topic I was about to get into before I got distracted by y'all love and y'all support, man? We talked about impact of development, right? What was my next point? I didn't put this one. I had a point that was coming to me when I was just talking about how the impact of development. Oh, I want to talk about the schedule, the strength of schedule, man. How can we continue to not think that Alabama with the strongest strength of schedule in the country right now, number two, right? Number two, you got some of your teams that have losses and they're playing against trash teams with good records, right? That are kind of ranking in that strength of schedule metric, but total strength of schedule team, the Alabama, nobody's faced more ranked teams than Alabama to this point of the season. Nobody has faced Alabama. Nobody has faced, 4 ranked teams in 7 games is crazy. Never seen that stretch for any team ever in my life, in my span. And I can't lie. I can't say that I've truly paid attention in my younger days of rankings and how they matter, right? Most time we were just watching college football, watching the games. And shout out to Kareem for that $10 super chat, man. Coming through, man. Listen, y'all, I don't know what's up with y'all today, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Kyle J. I'm here. Don't get comfortable, man. Hey, that boy said he trying to get that leaderboard. we're going to get back to that to close out the season. Y'all know we always close out the Christmas. We try to close out the season when it comes to the holidays, doing the super chat leaderboards, trying to do giveaways. Also, while we're here talking about it off schedule, hey, NCAA tournament, we got the gaming open lobbies right now. You got to play at least 4 games before the tournament kicks off Friday night. Tournament kicks off Friday night. Saturday is the championship game. All right, so get in, show some support, show some love. That's going to be a fun way, especially if I don't plan on making it to the championship. We got a lot of good players in the community, man, for real. So I don't know. I'm gonna play my best. I'm not the best gamer. I got a good game plan for a lot of the people I face. There's some new faces gonna be there, man. Y'all better tighten up if you're trying to get in that tournament, man. It's gonna be a gauntlet. But the strength of schedule. Let's talk about Alabama's current schedule, and then we're gonna go from there. I just want to talk about these teams, who they are. I mean, who they were when we saw them. I don't care what they are now. Who they were when we saw them. What team that showed up and played against us, right? Not Florida State that showed up and has been dropping the last 3 out of the 4 or whatever they have dropped since they won in week 1. Like I'm not worried about that. I want to talk about these teams that the teams that showed up when we played them. Okay, let me pull up our schedule. Starting off week 1 against Florida State, they came in unranked. We know what Florida State did to us, right? We know what happened in that Florida State game. 31-17, lack of effort, lack of energy. Shout out to Urban Essence with the $20 super chat. Says, look at y'all turning up. What did I do, man? I appreciate y'all for real, man. Let me give y'all a siren, man, because y'all have just touched a super chat goal that we probably haven't seen in a while. We're talking $50 super chat goal, and we haven't done this. We haven't done that. Like, we don't do super chat goals. I remember supporting a channel that used to do super chat goals, right? She said hashtag double up. I remember supporting a channel that said, hey, every stream we want to make $25 on our stream. And I don't feel that's right. I feel like if your content is good, people are going to be encouraged. They're going to be, they're going to be motivated to donate. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all for y'all donations. Let's finish talking about this schedule though. Urban Essence once again, $20 super chat with she jumping at the top of the leaderboard for today. Mary J, if we could, can we get Zach in there in the back? Can you post a stream link in the chat? Zach, you could pull up in the green room and keep a list of the leaderboard for the super chats, if you don't mind, Zach. Appreciate you for being in there. And then we also got a few people that asked about being moderators. I got to tap into that Discord. We are moderators. They're a team that does the scouting for the moderator team. If you're not being active in the live chat or in the Discord, it's going to be hard for us to evaluate if you're really trying to be a moderator for the right reasons. We're growing a serious brand right now, so I appreciate y'all for supporting that. Florida State took that loss 73-0 the next week at home against UL Monroe. Not impressed by it, right? Other than the fact that the defense was able to have a turn around and produce a complete shutout against they did what they were supposed to do, right? Wisconsin, you host them at home, 38-14, and that was a complete game. I know we gave up 14 points. That was a healthy Wisconsin team at that point. Had their starting quarterback. They had a couple of weapons. We saw a few miscues on the defensive side, but overall, that was a dominant game. Not once in that game did we feel like we were going to lose. And Georgia, at Athens in Georgia, right? At Georgia in Athens. 24-21 on the road against the number 5 ranked team at the time, and they're number 5 again, right? They were the number 5 team, then they're number 5 again, or number 6. I think they're number 6. I got to look at the official AP polls. We're going to do our CFP rankings too. I got some interesting matchups that might play out in this college football playoff. Then the next week, we host Vanderbilt, number 16. They were the 16th ranked team. This is where it got good for our schedule. Number 5, Georgia, we knew they would be ranked, but then Vanderbilt coming in ranked at 16. That was a great matchup. We won that one 30-14. At Missouri, who was ranked number 14 when we saw them, or number 14 when we saw them. And we won that one by 3. And then you go against Tennessee, you host them, you win that by 3 possessions. You win that by 3 possessions, 37-20. And then you're on the road again at South Carolina, who's a team that played other ranked teams very close. We're talking about they played a ranked LSU team close. If South Carolina has played a ranked, I think they have Tennessee coming up on their schedule. And they look like they're turning the curve. They didn't play a ranked Vanderbilt, but Vanderbilt was definitely Vanderbilt when they saw them. They played a ranked Missouri this season. They played a ranked Oklahoma. So this South Carolina team has not had that easy of a schedule either when you talk about it, but they've been in a lot of these games. The Oklahoma game is the one off, LSU, they only lost by 10 in that one, only lost by 9 against Missouri. Right? So I look at that game, man, and this is not a trash South Carolina team, chat. And now you look at the rest of the schedule for Alabama. You hear next week LSU. LSU's not coming in ranked next week. We know that, right? But this is a formidable opponent. This is the SEC team. This is a conference game. Will Oklahoma come in ranked after their game against Tennessee next week or this weekend? Oklahoma has a bye week before they come to us, so they play Tennessee this weekend. Will Oklahoma be ranked? That's a ranked matchup, 18 versus 11. Basically, whoever loses this game can count themselves out of the playoffs. And then we got Eastern Illinois, and then to finish the season, we got Auburn. So the gauntlet, the hard part of our schedule is pretty much done. If you look at it just based off of rankings, Alabama is not seeing a gauntlet of this sort in years, chat. And then I would like to say this: strength of schedule has also showcased the strength of this coaching staff. Here's the point I want to make: we have now seen Kalen DeBoer coach a total of 20 games at the University of Alabama. Alabama is currently 7-1. 7-1. This team went 9-3. 9-3 last year in the regular season. That's 12 games, and you add the 8 regular season games into this season. That's 20 total games. Kalen DeBoer in 20 games. It's 16-4. 16-4. Let me get that win percentage for y'all. 16-4. What's that win percentage at? What's that win percentage, chat? Y'all tell me. So right now, Kalen DeBoer is at a 78% win percentage right now in his first 20 games. Right? Am I tripping or am I tripping? Somebody do the math for me. Uh-oh. Yeah, I didn't know the iPhone had a smart calculator. Y'all better stop playing with me. I think it's 76. I just did the math in my head. I think it's 76. I couldn't do it on the calculator. I can't remember the formula. I think it's 76% win percentage right now in 20 games. Somebody give me the answer. What do you think Kirby Smart's first 20 game record look like? Come on, man. What do you think Steve Sarkisian's first 20 game record look like at first 20 games look like at Texas? What do you think Ryan Day's first 20 games look like at Ohio State? Like, we have these unrealistic expectations and these unrealistic wants and needs of these coaches and these different personalities in the coaching business, right? In the coaching industry at the collegiate level. But I want y'all to think about this. Kalen DeBoer came into the season with the second highest winning percentage amongst active FBS coaches, only behind Kirby Smart, only one behind Kirby Smart. The percentage difference, 84% to 80, right? Kirby Smart, winning coach, knows how to win games, has been lucky enough to be in the Eastern Division of the SEC for the first part of his team, first half of his team. Now with that divisionless, this divisionless ball is looking a lot different for you now, Kirby, huh? You ain't looking as dominant. Everybody's questioning you every weekend, week out. But Kalen DeBoer at 20 games, man, it's something about that 20th game. We've seen a certain type of persona, a certain type of, and I said this about the games 14 and 16 would be when we start to see it show up. And if you go back to games 14 and 16, which would have been 6 games ago, let's talk about ULM. The ULM game. That defense started to show up. The offense looked extra confident. Wisconsin game, it just built. Georgia game, it was immaculate on the road. The poise that they showed, the focus that they showed. One penalty in that game. Then you had a 0 penalty game against Vanderbilt. Then you turn around, like this team is showcasing Kalen DeBoer's genetic makeup. So let's talk about the 20 game mark. This will be game number 21, but the 20 game mark. If you go back to Kalen DeBoer's 20th game at Washington, at this point in time, Washington only had 2 losses the first year under Kalen DeBoer. They went 10-2 that first season, and that was before the college football playoff format the way it is now, right? But then the next year they go 10-1. 14-1. Their only loss or close to being lost in that season was against Oregon, another ranked team. They played unranked teams close. And if you look at the teams that were unranked that year that they played close, they were good teams. These were good teams. He still has a winning record in ranked matchups. He's still undefeated against top 5 opponents. So when the 20th game comes around, as far as a culture standpoint for Kalen DeBoer, he's been hard to stop. He's been hard to turn away. And you got to remember, he did this at Fresno State one year. 10-2 year at Fresno State, his second year. They went 6-6 that first, 3-3 that first year, and then they went 10-2 the next year after COVID. Shows up to Washington, 10-2. The next year, they go 14-1, lose the national championship. If you have not seen the turnover of the Kalen DeBoer type culture at Alabama, if you don't think it's going to be effective, then you don't know football. This man has done it in multiple different areas, and the scheme is hard to defend when it's clicking. You've seen what an ineffective or inconsistent scheme was able to do last year with Jalen Milroe and this offense, and then the defensive side just getting to learn the new philosophy that they were being taught. Now you see both sides kind of meshing and gelling and clicking and flipping on the switch at the right time. South Carolina tested us in the area of fatigue, right? Mental fatigue and physical, because of the gauntlet we had came through. They had a bye week, so they were a lot more fresh and recovered than we were. We were on the road. Excuse me, Chad, I had to sneeze. Got a little cold over here. That weather change got me. But they were on the road against a defense that's still, defensively, South Carolina is still getting in some of your major efficiency stats. They're still in your top half, right? Offense dead last and everything, but the defense is still in your top half. They create pressures with their front. They get to the quarterback against other teams. They contain the run game. They create turnovers. So we weren't going into like a cupcake game. It may have felt like one, but we definitely weren't in the cupcake game. So I look at this and we're talking about the 20th game. The 20th game. We saw something click in that third quarter for Alabama when South Carolina took the lead. I truly think we saw something click, not just by the players, but from the staff. Kalen DeBoer, his emotions did not change. His countenance did not change. His intentfulness was a little bit more intense, but his emotions did not change. The play calling did not change. The adjustments that we were seeing from the staff, they continued to make adjustments throughout the whole game, chat. Jack, what's good, man? Good to see you in the chat. Jack said, Coach Smook, folks was hope we lost every week. Facts, man. They always praying on Bama downfall. I said that what happened to Georgia once they got rid of that weak Western division. Oh, yeah. That weak East and West division stuff that they were able to have for years, it's catching up with them. It's catching up with them. No matter who you play in the SEC, you have to come and play every week. I agree, Kareem. I agree 100%. The 20th game, though, Kalen DeBoer, anytime he's after the 20th game, every stop, right? That's a total of 24 games at Fresno State. He went 4-0. After his 20th game at Fresno State, he went 4-0. After his 20th game in Washington, right? The 10-2 season the first year, the 14-1 season the next year, Talking about 27 games after his 20th game, he went 6-1. His only loss was in the national championship. His time at Indiana, they went on a 6-0. They started the season 6-1 while he was the offensive coordinator, and then they just lost it with injuries that year. Defensively, Kane Womack, 20 games as a defensive coordinator. He has yet to be at a school for more than 20 games. What's crazy as a play caller or as a head coach. South Alabama's defensive stats, I don't like to put a lot of weight into it. I like more so to put that in the grand scheme of things. The only thing you could really go back to Kane Womack's tenure as far as legit Power 5 defensive effectiveness and impact and dominance is the time he had with Indiana. And that defense finished as a top 25 ranked defense the year he was the defensive coordinator. He's carried that philosophy to South Alabama. And guess what? During his time at South Alabama, in that Sun Belt Conference, they were one of the best defenses. They were playing for the conference championship or in contention for a conference championship for the 2 years that he was there. But Kalen DeBoer's philosophy, and I wouldn't discount Kane Womack's defensive strategy working, because he did it with Chuck Morrell at Washington. Chuck Morrell is now over on the defensive side, the defensive staff for Alabama, as the linebacker coach, inside linebacker coach, and assistant defensive coordinator, right? Assistant head coach, meaning he's helping oversee some of the defensive schematics and play calling. So for Chuck Morrell to be under Kane Womack and say, hey, when the offense is doing this, and I'm not saying this is the conversation verbatim, but I guarantee you that conversation, hey, Ryan Grubb's in his bag like this, let's toss this at the offense when we get back on the field. What kind of call can you give us to put us in this position or give us a chance to be in this position offensively when we get the ball back? And that's where you see the mesh coming. 20 games in, Kalen DeBoer has had a time to establish the cohesiveness with his players and his staff. You didn't have that last year. So let Kalen DeBoer's 20-game mark, let that strike fear in the rest of college football, because he's done it everywhere he's been. 4-0 at one spot after 20 games, 6-1 at another spot after 20 games. Came into the toughest conference last year and went 9-3. Finished the season as the number 12 ranked team. If they were doing the playoff rankings like they were last year, I mean, if they were doing them this year if they did them last year like they're going to do them this year, Alabama will be in the playoffs and nobody will be talking about the season being a failure. Kareem says, I don't think we could have made a better hire than DeBoer after Saban, considering the way football is played in this area. Imagine trying to have Kirby and Mike Bobo type energy at Alabama. Come on, man. Kareem, I'm glad you're here today, man. We talking some good talk today. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We want everybody to continue running likes up. We got 23 likes on the stream, 38 in the chat on YouTube, 23 likes. Continue to hit the thumbs up button. We need 2 more to hit our like goal on the stream. And like I told y'all earlier, y'all already blew out the super chat goal. We haven't done more than, listen, $25 is like what YouTube tries to tell you need. I don't care about super chats. I like my likes. $25 is what they try to tell you need. We done blew that out the water with $55 in super chats. We got 40 viewers in the chat on YouTube. Continue running likes up. I don't see them likes moving yet. Real quick, before we finish out this segment, let's go to our infomercial break and give everybody that's just jumping in. We didn't have everybody in here at the beginning. If you're new to the channel and you want to become a member, you want to really join the AAA family and become a part of this community and enjoy the fun and the talks and the drama and the things that surrounds being a fan of your college football team and having fun doing it and watching this brand grow. This is how you do it here on the Coach Smook Network and join the AAA family. I appreciate y'all for being here. Check this out.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Better go subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok.
Somebody say, put me in the game, coach. Let's do it, chat. Hey, listen. All right. Now, I know I said I was going to talk about three key things. We talked about the impact of development. We talked about the strength of schedule. We talked about game 20. I got one final thing that I wanted to kind of end the show with, in this segment with, and it has nothing to do with actual football. We always talk about culture, right? Talk about how coaches are treating players. We're talking about, just different aspects of what your team is becoming and how they're developing and what's playing into their development. So I want to bring this topic up, and I don't think people really talked about it before. I talked about this before at the beginning of the season and how I felt like this was a different team, and a lot of people laughed. Because they said, that ain't got nothing to do with football. You think just because somebody, believes a certain way or has a belief in Jesus that they're going to win a national championship? Well, I'll say this. I truly believe that with Christ, any and everything is possible. With Christ, any and everything is possible. If I get canceled for that, oh well, we'll deal with it. I had to take the hat off, man. It was getting kind of warm in here. Y'all know this weather is crazy. Listen. And Lisa, I told you, your brother still ain't got no retwist. I had to braid it up because we was doing some workouts and stuff, but I'm sorry. Don't talk bad about me. But the united faith of this team, man, it's crazy. It's crazy to see it. And I talked about this last with Ohio State team last year. And they went viral for hosting the on-campus worship, on-campus prayer last season. And I just felt so moved by it. One, because I saw guys like Seth McLaughlin and Caleb Downs who went through so much ridicule and some backlash for transferring. But I see both of these guys made smart decisions. I know we give Seth McLaughlin a hard time for his performance at Bama, but these guys make decisions. And if you talk to Caleb Downs, if you ask him about in the interview, you know, he saw that they actually cared about his faith. They provided him a space to not be ashamed of who he was in his faith. And then his teammates being so public about it and supporting him, that brought the team together and closer on another level. And now I'm not saying that Alabama is copying it, because I truly believe, even since last year, I've spoken with Wilkin Formby, Caden Proctor, I've spoken with Jam Miller, I've spoken with a lot of the players on that roster that probably weren't the superstar guys. You know, Jalen Monroe used to Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is, but I'm not judging. Believe me, I'm not judging. I'm not the person to judge by any means. But when you're talking about young men living a life and, you know, exemplifying the likeness of Christ, right? And not being ashamed of it, not changing up because of the scene that they're on, truly being their authentic self. These young men, their character and their foundational faith beliefs and how they share that with each other and how they hold each other accountable in these moments. And then it's got nothing to do with language, right? People cuss, right? We everybody likes to have a drink. Everybody might look. Some of y'all might smoke a little something. Some of us might do a little bit more than that. But I think truly where your heart is in God, when you have a heart to serve God, right? God will put you right where you need to be, and whatever He allows you to do in that space, that's between you and God. So if God want to use a meth addict to minister and guide someone like me, to use that meth addict to see them in their current state, but to use them spiritually and say, hey, this is what I can do with this person, and to keep you on track, to motivate you to stay, whether it's words of encouragement, just looking at the circumstance and how they're surviving, and how I never want to be in a situation to survive in that space, right? I look at all things and the aspects of this team, and when I talk to the players, when I talk to Luke Metz, or when I talk to Michael Carroll, or when I talk to Rock, and Rock ain't no super religious buff. Rock is not one of them guys. He a straight up dude. He keep it simple. He want to go to work. He want to get his education. He want to play games. And he want to be around his brothers, man. And he's not. Y'all remember Rock coming on the scene last season on the stream. He was he said he's kind of a loner. So to see this team come together like it is, and a lot of things are in question right now with different personnel, you know, different ones here. We ask about Cam Calhoun, Jalen Hill. We ask about Richard Young. We ask about, you know, Caden Jones. We ask about who else we haven't seen on the field that Keon Keeley, guys that aren't getting. When I look at these guys on the sideline and they, you know, I saw a scene, and I talked about this because I felt like it was Cam Calhoun's time to get his opportunity last game. Red Morgan was coming off. They called for a different formation. Cam looked like he was about to run on the field. And I want to say it was Coach Mo held him back. I think Coach Mo held him back and sent Damani Jackson out there. But he didn't drop his head. He didn't get no attitude. He didn't do none of that. He was clapping still. You know, and in the moment, man, I've seen players, Kendrick Law, Kobe Prentice, my two main, we talked about this. We had screenshots of those guys and the type of energy they were having on the sideline. Jalen Monroe, Powell, and all that stuff. We haven't seen that. I love the fact that being united in their faith doesn't make them look weak to each other. This is a group of guys that understand the vulnerability is exactly what we need. The vulnerability with each other to say, hey, I'm not strong in this area. Cover down. Or, hey, my head ain't in it. Cover down. And trusting that person to do it without judgment. That's where you want a team. That's where you want. And then that infects the staff. How many of us have heard this staff, have seen this staff, or seen them publicly? Bama girl, good to see you. Roll Tide, sis. Good to see you. And how many of y'all would have heard or seen the staff publicly, right, say anything about being a believer or trusting in God? I saw Shep do it during spring ball. He's always going to do it. He's very public about his faith. And I don't necessarily think the rest of them or all of them have Christian beliefs, but the respect and the reverence to support their team and whatever their belief system is huge. And I'm not just saying the Christianity part. I say that because I'm a believer in Christ. I like to see what I support projected just like you all do. We like to see Alabama do good. You like to see for the Trump supporters. If you like to see Trump do what he do, if you love women's basketball, you like to see your favorite team. Whatever you support, you like to see it have success, right? Even the negative stuff. Racist people who with KKK and all these different the swatch sticks and all these different people, like I don't know why I said it like that, but they want what they believe in to have success. They want what they truly believe in to be the end all be all. And so the fact that the staff supports these young men leaning into their faith system, their belief systems and their faith walks has done nothing but like lifted me as far as my support in this group of players. I can't say that I've ever felt this good. And we've had some dominant teams in the past. We've had some talented teams. Even last year, I feel like we had a lot of talent, but you could tell there was a lot of discord within the locker room. There wasn't a lot of togetherness. You seen onesies and twosies. You seen celebrations here. Like this year, y'all remember Isaiah Horton and Rico messed up their touchdown celebration and they just laughed it off and like hugged each other up, man. And like last year, you had guys being embarrassed because the celebrations, the coordinated celebrations didn't go right. Like, why be embarrassed? You having fun. I love the Ty Simpson clip everybody's seeing when the South Carolina fan is flipping him off and saying F them, and then he jumps in front of the camera and has like this silly like look like y'all, come on, man. That's what you want to see from a team that's coming together. And I've yet to see a finger pointing. Now, I've seen the defense get on each other. I love that. Defense is a different type of leadership quality and aspects and characteristics that you got to display on defense. It's got to be mean, right? And you got that balance from both sides. Tim Keenan, a very vocal team leader. I'm saying all that to say this. Sunday, if you all haven't seen the reports, man, I was watching some of it live. I had a couple of friends there. Like I said, some of the players, they sent some clips through DM on Instagram and on Snapchat. And so I was just looking at how the impact was, y'all, for those young men and all those fans and all those people that were there to support those students, to support that movement, and for God to move the way that he moved, and those young men to be unashamed in their faith. And like now people are talking about it. But when I talked about it before the season, I said, because these guys are believing in something other than football and they're coming together, we need to find that clip. I said this. Nobody wanted to give that any thought because guess what? It's not football talk. How does that affect what's happening on the field? It does. If you don't think your mental matters when execute a game, where do you think penalties and false starts and lack of concentration, where do you think it comes from? Weak mentals. You know what helps a weak mental? Having a strong foundational faith-based system to believe in. And I'm not saying you for self-proclaimed atheists out there, if you're atheist, and I'm gonna say this might not be proper to say, but if you're atheist, you don't tell people that you're atheist, right? Like you don't just come out and say I'm an atheist, right? Atheists don't have any opinion or say so on real atheists, true atheists. They don't have a belief in any higher power, so they don't engage in it. They don't have an opinion on it. You get what I'm saying? If you don't believe in something, why even? Anyway, but like I said, I will say this, chat. When God is in the mix, you can't be stopped, man. You can't be stopped. Shout out to my guy Antonio Sell. He said, uncompromising raw identity in Christ. I'm telling you, it's something about Caleb Downs and those boys, man. If y'all go back and watch Ohio State campus prayer moment on YouTube, and you can find it. And I just seen the YouTube reaction. Appreciate Rico for tapping in on YouTube, family. I mean on Facebook. And everybody else, if you tapping in on the other platforms, drop a reaction, drop a comment. We can see your comments in the chat, Twitter, Twitch, Kick. We can see your comments in the chat over here in the StreamYard. But like I said, chat, this is one of those things I'm telling you all. You don't want is 80% with 16 out of 20. Thank you, sis. Look, got me. I thought it was. I'm tripping. What you got there with 16 times 5, right? 16 times 5. All right. I knew I did it right. I thought I was doing something wrong. And now that you done did it right, yeah. You listen, stop. You're making me feel bad. But anyways, chat. I'm sorry, y'all. But like I said, to be sharing that faith, to be strong in faith and sharing that faith, that is something that I think is going to continue to separate this team. I saw Ohio State do it last year, and I'm not saying there aren't other teams, but you're talking about one of the most talented rosters in the country. There's a Bible story. I don't know if y'all ever heard about it. Y'all remember the people of Babylon? They wanted to build that tower. They came, that whole nation of people, right, came together, and they were so strong in their belief of what they could accomplish together, right? I don't know if there's ever been a time in history. You talk about some of the most dominant empires throughout history when it comes to war. You talk about some of the most dominant teams in sports. You talk about some of the most thriving times during human civilization or American civilization, the Western civilization. I don't think there's ever been a time where you can go back and record where it's been documented that a group of people who had their mind set on doing something were actually on their way to accomplishment because of their shared belief, right? Their shared faith, right? Thank y'all for the 25 likes. We talk about the people of Babylon when they want to build the tower to the heavens. They want to build the tower to the heavens, and you had millions of people, right? Thousands of people come around. I want to say millions, and I'm paraphrasing the story. Come and they just started to build this tower, and the way I see it is, back in that day, you're not talking about a skyscraper type tower. You're talking about like some of the brick and mortar towers where they just build it brick by brick, and I could see this tower either being steps on each side or just being a wind around type of walk type thing where you just winding up and you're walking up it. And these people, this nation of people were dedicated, so dedicated that they made God, I ain't gonna say they caused God to have fear. They made God question, hey, should I give people this ability to not be tried in their belief? Because if it's this easy, then they won't believe in me for very long. They'll start to believe that it's actually in them. And we know God is a jealous God. For all my Christian believers, you know that the Bible said he's a jealous God. Not jealous in the fact of he wants to keep you from being great. He's jealous in the fact that he doesn't understand why you will want to love or worship anyone else but him, the creator, the one that's provided all these things for you. So I will tell you this: do not test a group of believers that are truly with one mind and with one accord. Ohio State jumped into the playoffs last year. They got through adversity. See, God ain't go bless you and just make it an easy road. Ohio State were the national championships and they had 2 losses under their belts. No, yeah, they had 2 losses. Michigan and Oregon. 2 losses. That was Ohio State last year, and they're the national champions. Alabama sitting with 1 loss right now could find themselves in the same position over the next few weeks. But if these guys have that mindset and that faith to continue to fight, no matter what the results is, God gets the glory. That type of energy, we've seen it, man. We saw Bryce go through his whole career. Never changed his persona for anybody. And he was very public about his faith in God. And I truly believe if he had more of that around him, seriously, not just saying it for the media, but seriously living a life, right? Not necessarily a perfect life, but a life pleasing to God, an honest, authentic life, we would see different results from that team, from the teams where he led. And I'm not blaming, I'm not saying you got to believe in God to win, but it's just something about being united in faith. People are going to try to misconstrue what I just said and say, oh, this man think you got to believe in Jesus to win a national championship. No, I don't care. Listen, if this whole team all of a sudden became Buddhist, right? And everybody was around that mug chanting and doing their meditations and all that stuff. I will be in support of it. United in faith. It's a faith belief system. I can't say Buddhism is wrong. I can't factually say that. I've been taught to believe that growing up, by the religion that I was taught by, but becoming a man of faith, becoming an adult and understanding what faith truly is, what foundational beliefs, where they truly come from and what they mean, what the Bible was really put here for us for, right? What it was given to us for. I tell you this, man, don't call me a Christian. I'm a believer. I choose my faith and my foundation, the way that my mind works, so that my spirit and that my physical well-being is at a space to where, at a point to where I could be a productive human being and a citizen. My faith system is based in Christianity, and anything positive that can add to that, I am open to allowing it to be attached to me. And so because of that, when you have that type of mindset with teams and players, athletes on teams, just think about what's going on with other teams. Alabama plays 48 to 57 players a game. 48 to 57, right? That's special teams, both sides of the ball. We play anywhere from 48 to 57 players a game, right? Sometimes 60. I think we saw 61 game. If you can have 60 players without a shot of a doubt, believing that I'm going to do my job, I'm going to trust my brother to do his job because he guaranteed me that he's going to do his job. And I'm going to trust the coaches and the guys that are training me to do this job. Whenever they tell me to do something, when you have teams that their mindset are leaning into that type of thought process, you're a dangerous team, man. For that, I think Alabama's getting stronger. So that's going to round out my segment for today. Shout out to my guy, Kareem, coming through with a $5 super chat again. He said, you're on fire today, Smook. Keep it coming. Listen, man, I'm just speaking real facts because a lot of people like to try to counsel our guys. See, what I won't stand for is, and I've been a proponent of it myself, right? We get in trouble and God help me. And then when he start helping you, we don't hear about him. Well, I've been seeing these players pray together. I've been seeing these players host Bible studies. Not on no cliche type stuff. I'm talking about players talking about the word. I've spoken with 7 or 8 players talking about our faith, praying. I've spoken with their families. You got players right now that have found Christ since they've been at Alabama, that have found faith since they've been at Alabama. Families being affected because their son is coming home with a different tone, a different demeanor. Don't let the flash and the NIL cloud your judgment of what these young men are doing when it comes to keeping their faith strong. So with that being said, y'all, thank y'all for tapping in today. It's always a fun time. It's always a good vibe. Listen, if y'all enjoyed that, man, put some fire emojis in the chat, man. If y'all really, really enjoyed it, put some fire emojis in the chat for you, boy. And today, man, I just wanted to kind of leave that with y'all and see what y'all thoughts was behind it, right? Hold on, y'all. I got a phone call. I've never seen this number. Hello? Hello? Okay, nobody. But like I said, chat, this is one of those things, man. I really think for Alabama, when I come back to it and round it out, the team is getting better, it's getting stronger. 20 games in. Kalen DeBoer currently 10-1 after his first 20 games. 10-1 at a stop. 10-1 after his first 3 games at a stop. First 20 games, 10-1 total. 80% win percentage right now. 20 games into his tenure at Alabama. How many ranked wins? Lost count? That's crazy when almost half of your wins at your new school are against ranked opponents, and over half of your losses are against all of your shoot. Who's the ranked loss? Was Oklahoma ranked when we lost to them last year? Nope. Tennessee was. And who was the third loss last year? Vandy. Vandy wasn't ranked either. So 1, 2. FSU and Vandy. Oklahoma wasn't ranked. Dang, chat. So Kalen DeBoer just got an issue with unranked opponents, chat. Hey, but he's undefeated against unranked opponents after his first 20 games at his new stop. So that's the other way to look at it. See, y'all see how I did that? See, Kangaroo Black and all them other people that question all this, what's happening to Alabama staff, and I'm gonna keep going for Kangaroo Black because he just keep talking about the Alabama defense, and I'm gonna do a whole nother segment to prove him, and the rest of everybody that thinks Alabama can't stop the run, Alabama can't run the ball. I'm gonna do a whole new segment, 2-hour segment, and open the phone lines up, open the conversation up, so we can shut those debates down because y'all gonna be really walk around with your foot in your mouth, when you can't when you sitting here. Hey, Michigan was a bowl game, man. Michigan was a bowl game. I'm talking about regular season. But you right, they was unranked too. Anyway, though, man, I just want to say this: when you talk about it, you round it about. This team is getting better. The numbers are showing it. I made a statement earlier. Either we're at our averages or we're exceeding them. No team, ranked, unranked, has been able to force us off of our averages. And if you be honest, man, what it was, 60-some yards carry against Florida State, that really helped me in my argument, in my case for the run game. Because now, that's the lowest run game total yards rushing we've had in a game this season. But the run game isn't working. Y'all kill me with that. It's getting better, but it's not working. Make it make sense. Hey, chat, I appreciate y'all for real, man. And as always, don't forget to drop a like on the stream if you're tapping in post live and you watch this whole hour and 30-minute segment of this show. Appreciate y'all, man. And tap in, man. Tap in. Continue to run it up. Excel. Appreciate the Go Populars over there on TikTok. Antonio. Appreciate the gifts, man. We got a total of 51 gifts. Action Jackson, he said, I think that God is working in this Alabama team because Ty is a huge Christian leader. Facts, Action Jackson. Lady Tamara said, preach, coach. My faith is in God. Mr. Double Lee. Double Lee coming through, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure y'all come over and tap in on the YouTube side. If you're tapping in on my TikTok, tap in on the YouTube. We're live right now. We would love to see you subscribe. We're 5 away from our next subscriber goal, y'all. Only 5, man. Y'all gotta help me, man. I'm out here begging for likes, man. Can y'all beg for the subscriptions for me? You know what I'm saying? We only 5 away. Y'all ain't gotta do me like that. 5 away, chat. 5 away. It's that black hoodie. Listen, the black hoodie. They said Jesus came in a white one. The boy coming in a black one. The boy coming in that black one. Yeah, Barry J back there. She had to jump in and get that one on the screen. I like that, Barry J. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Don't forget, run up the likes. Thank you to all the supporters here on the channel, man. Our sponsors, our supporters, everybody. Don't forget, next week, we start Monday morning off with a crazy new intro. I'm working on something special. I got some spicy stuff. The intro song might change a little bit too. I'm working on something. Y'all, you got your boy. Y'all got me in the studio, man. Y'all got me in the studio. Got me feeling real creative lately. So we're going to get into it. We're going to have some fun. But with that being said, tune in, man. We're going live at noon, at 12 o'clock. We're going live on TikTok. We're doing our gaming. The tournament play-in game started yesterday. Nobody jumped in to try to play. I know big homies in the tournament. We're not taking the entry fee money until Friday because that's when the tournament actually kick off. 6 p.m. Friday evening, we'll start with the first matches. And that's going to be a long night because we're going to probably have only a max of 2 games going at once. And if we have more than 4 people, it's going to last a little bit. But we're going to have 2 games going at once. Going to be able to switch between games. I'll be able to showcase a lot of this stuff, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. But with that being said, y'all, I'm glad to be here with y'all. Hopefully y'all glad to be here with me. And hopefully we able to stream the gaming content on YouTube this weekend. It had some changes with Streamlabs has been dropping for TikTok. So I'm definitely not trying to cheat TikTok out of viewing. So if you don't have a TikTok, get on TikTok, man. It ain't as bad as y'all want to make it to be. It has definitely gotten better since they did the shutdown and brought it back. They got a lot of people. It's basically Facebook video, right? Or Facebook video. So Get on TikTok, help support, help the community grow. TikTok family over there in the chat. I appreciate y'all as always. And with that being said, y'all, we're going to get out of here and we're going to have a good time here on the rest of the streams today. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Roll Tide, roll. I'll see y'all later, man.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.